Protein! It's what's in right now. It's the it girl. All the ladies are trying to be it, and that analogy doesn't work. Doesn't matter. What's important is protein. More people are trying to get it into their diet than ever. What's the problem? Have you been to a grocery store? The prices are outrageous, and protein is the most expensive of all the macronutrients. So, let me try and help out. Let's try and get the obvious one out of the way. Eggs. I think everybody knows about it. Did you know, though, eggs are going up in price because of bird flu? Because I didn't. I found that out looking this up. Now, eggs are great. Egg whites are also great. You can pick those up, add them to your regular eggs. I wouldn't use egg whites only because then it's just kind of sad. But you can also get hard-boiled eggs. I get them at like Sam's Club or Costco. And the big thing, they come in packs of 2 and they last a really long time, which is important for me because I let stuff sit in my fridge for a really long time. Next, one of my favorites, which I always keep in my fridge, edamame, or mukameme, I think is what it's called and pronounced when it's de-shelled. I think this cost me around $2. I really like to have it with rice. It's great with soy sauce. Also, I really like the dry roasted edamame from the Only Bean. Each one of these packs is 100 calories and 11 grams of protein. Not a sponsor, but just really good, especially the buffalo flavor. Buffalo is my favorite, but they're all good. Oh, and the same company also makes pasta, 190 calories per serving, 25 grams of protein. This, along with the dry roasted edamame, is a little bit more expensive, but still not too bad and just an easy way to get protein in. Next is one that gets a lot of flack, and I do get why, but it's still a decent option. Peanut butter. Yes, 180 calories per serving and only 8 grams of protein, so there's a lot more fat than protein, but it still adds up. Most people are using more than one serving, right? So with 2 slices of bread, you got a sandwich that has over 20-ish grams of protein. That's not too bad. Next, tuna fish. I actually just got done making a tuna fish salad that I made into a sandwich. It's the Matthew McConaughey one. Added some wasabi. Oh, wasabi in your tuna fish. You gotta try it if you haven't, as long as you like that spiciness. One of these cans costs what? A little over $1, 100 calories, 23 grams of protein. So if you're looking for a better protein to calorie ratio, this is a good option. Also, I do really like the snack pack things. Clearly. Lemon ginger's really good. Thai chili, spicy, Thai chili, sweet and spicy. Man, I really like spicy. Oh, and I noticed they now have chicken ones, so this is also a good option if you don't really like the taste of tuna. 90 calories, 11 grams of protein. Plain Greek yogurt. Yes, I know Fage tastes better. I agree it does have a better consistency, but this is like half the price. 5 servings per container, 100 calories per serving, and 17 grams of protein. What I really like about it is how versatile it is. I often use it in place of sour cream. It's not exactly the same, and if you're not too keen on that, you can mix sour cream and Greek yogurt together. That way you kind of get the best of both worlds. I mean, you can even turn this into a dessert. This is something I've done for many years. One of my favorite kind of go-to dessert snacks that's high in protein. Take some zero sugar Jell-O chocolate fudge pudding mix is my favorite. I mix a little bit of this into there. You kind of just add a little bit and then mix and then taste it. I'm not going to give you measurements because I don't know. Just try it. And then also you can do some peanut butter powder as well to make like a chocolate peanut butter thing with lots of protein. Oh, a really good alternative to peanuts if you're allergic or you just don't like them is sunflower seeds. One of these bigs is only like $1 or $2. Similar protein content, 190 calories, 8 grams of protein, which again, I know isn't the best ratio, but it still adds up and you can buy the shelled ones already. Sunflower seeds, fantastic. And it wouldn't be me if I didn't bring up beans. One of the cheapest protein sources you can buy if you get them dried, and the protein content varies, but it's usually around 8 grams of protein per serving. Now, making them from dried is kind of a pain in the butt and takes a while, so typically I do just buy them canned, which is still very cheap, and you can get them flavored. Bush's Zero Sugar, again, not a sponsor, but one of my favorites. Next is something that's kind of taken over, which, listen, I like it. It's just, it doesn't need to be in everything, especially desserts. Cottage cheese. Personally, I just like to have it with some fruit, but another good option is actually blending it and adding some ranch seasoning. You can do it with Greek yogurt, but I find if you blend this up with some ranch seasoning, you get a ranch that isn't quite as good as regular ranch, but it is still good and packed with protein. Now, a cheap option that is also super nutritious, and I do recommend it, I just really don't like it myself. Sardines. Man, I have tried. I got the Louisiana hot sauce one, the mustard one. It's just, I don't really like sardines that much, but they are very inexpensive and a great source of protein and a great source of omega-3s. They're really great. If you like sardines, please keep eating them or, just try them. But so far, it hasn't worked super well for me. Protein powder can actually be a pretty good option. I bought this on Amazon for just under $40. There's 43 servings, 110 calories per serving, and 24 grams of protein. And then when it comes to protein powder, it really just is a matter of finding one you like the taste of. I like Quest. I do find one with a whey casein blend. You'll see in the ingredients, it'll say whey and casein. Having casein in there helps if you're making baked goods or like pancakes, you're making like protein pancakes. It helps not to dry out whatever you're making. So I would recommend that. Or if you're vegan, you know, just a vegan protein powder is fine. It's really just finding one you like the taste of, which usually involves some trial and error. Now, protein bars, on the other hand, can get a little pricey. Some of the cheaper ones, just to give you some options, Pure Protein, usually about $1 per bar, a little bit more. But what is, I think, exactly $1 per bar, Costco has their Kirkland protein bars. If you get those, put them in the microwave for, 8 to 12 seconds, no less, no more. Otherwise, you are kind of chewing on a brick. But back in the whole food section, lentils. Red lentils are probably my favorite. This costs about $2, 130 calories per serving, 8 grams of protein. Now, if you've never cooked with red lentils before, here is where you start. You take some of these, you put it in a microwave-safe cup or bowl, microwave it for a few minutes. You'll look at them. You'll be able to tell when they're done, or just try them. And then blend them with some marinara. And then take that and add it to your cooked pasta. It's such an easy way to add protein, and it really doesn't affect the flavor much, if at all. Now, I do want to mention some grains, like oats, which, yes, I know aren't the highest in protein, but they're so cheap. And I love using oat flour to make things like muffins, just to increase the protein, even just a little bit. And then quinoa, which has one of the higher protein contents of all the grains, probably because it's actually a grain, it's a pseudo grain, but we don't need to get into that. It's a good option. I just don't really like the flavor and taste of it very much, so I usually go with farro. If you've never tried farro, I highly recommend trying farro, but that is a little bit more expensive. Similar to the sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds are quite affordable, and honestly, the way I normally eat them is just topping other things I'm eating, like soups or stews, especially chilies, just something that I want like a little crunch with. I'll throw some of these on top. Milk, of course, is another great one. I don't feel like I need to give you many options for how to consume that one. I think you could figure that. I think you could figure that out. And then salmon is pretty expensive if you buy it from like the seafood place at your grocery store, but canned salmon, on the other hand, a lot cheaper. You still get all the benefits, and you can also get them in the little pouches, just like the tuna or chicken. And honestly, that's normally that's most often the way I get my salmon. Oh, they wake. Well, before we go, did you want to give the people any other protein options that you really like? Oh yeah, peas. That's her favorite protein option. Get them frozen. Don't buy the canned peas. Oh, canned peas are just so insanely bad. I'm not going to go down canned peas are bad rabbit hole, but I don't like them. Get them frozen. Add them to lots of things. Soups, stews, curries, whatever. All sorts of stuff. You want to say goodbye? You're pretty good at waving at the camera. Usually you know how to say goodbye. I wish she's more interested in my little notebook here. So everybody have a great day. My normal sign off. All that good stuff. Okay, bye. You can have the beans. Okay. Okay, now you're waving. Let me see. Can you wave goodbye to the camera? Wave goodbye. Bye-bye.